Greetings everyone, and this is your weekly dose of Normandian goodness as we all learn from the stories that we hear and stories that we read. Alright, so currently I am at our store, so you might be hearing some motorcycles passing by because it's just along the highway, so woo. I'm sorry for it, for that interrupting sound, but we can't do anything about it because I'm at our tindahan and no one else is gonna be inside it, so alright, so hi, how are you? How you doing? How's your week? Me, I'm fine. My week's fine. My week's good. I've been watching It's Okay Not to Be Okay, and so far so good.
So far so good.
And also, good things happen. Like me finally finishing my purple hair. And also me reading ang kwento ni Mabuti. Like,
It's so nice.
oh, so that's right. The story that we're gonna review today is, of course, it's this week's Let's Read, which is Alamat, which is ang kwento ni Mabuti, and I'm so excited to finally let my feelings out about this story because I'm very much overwhelmed by the story and I really want to share it to someone else na ganun. Oh, by the way, if you haven't read or haven't heard Ang Kwento ni Mabuti, it's in my channel. Just click on this link here and listen to me read Ang Kwento ni Mabuti with English subtitles. Yes. Right, so I guess without further ado, let's get into our reviewing. Ang Kwento ni Mabuti is a classic Filipino short story written by Genoveva Edrosa Matute, which tells the story of a teacher called Mabuti in the perspective of a student named Fe. Ayan. So, like, oh, this short story is filled with things that I really love in the story. Oh my god. Actually, this is what happened. I got this story from a book, a school book from when I was still in high school called Hamaka. So during high school, we already read this story, Ang Kwento ni Mabuti. We read the story like oral recitation, and I didn't get the lesson of the story back then. I'm so sorry, Mamurindan, pero wajik ko kasabot yun atong story ha. I didn't quite get the story back then when I was still in high school. But now when I reread it, and it's like, what's the lesson of the story? I still don't get it, and then I reread it again, and then still not get it. When I finally recorded myself reading it, I kind of like finally so that's what it means, the ay. I'm sorry, I'm so loading in Tagalog. Nga naman jud tang mga Pinoy ba, like pagkadakan yun na to ang language sa laing lugar, like English language, than our own language, diba? Like, I'm so sad for myself because I didn't understand the very malalim na Tagalog in the story. I'm so sorry. And even in our own dialect, Bisaya, there are words that I don't understand, and sometimes I talk better in English. And when I speak in Bisaya, I also put some English words on it. Kaya mo lagi from the way babies are taught by their parents, kay English man good, like ang first word ni baby kay mommy, daddy. It's such a waste bitaw. So, I think, after ng buwan ng wika, I'll still be reading some Tagalog stories. Because, yeah, sayang kaayo. Sayang jud kaayo. Like, we've been reading English stories and then we're kind of forgetting what Tagalog is for us. Especially now, murag tangtang na ang Tagalog, tangtang na ang Filipino sa college. Department of Education, what are you doing? What stupidity are you doing? Okay, so medyo nalayo na ta sa story. Asan ako? And yes, when I finally recorded myself in reading it, that's when I understood that this is what this story means. And then when I started editing na, and I also started putting English subtitles na, and then there are terms that I really don't get. For example, kariktan. Like what is kariktan? Unsay kariktan, uy! That's the word that they keep on using on the story to kinda like explain what literature is for Mabuti. That's one of the major points in the story, that major words in the story that you really need to learn before you really understand the story. And then when I searched the meaning of kariktan, oh my god, it's such a beautiful word. Kariktan means beauty, the splendor, the splendor, or the magnificence of a thing, di ba? Kariktan, oh my god, ang aking kariktan ay nakakasilaw. That's it. When I finally edited the story, I put on English subtitles. That's when I deeply learned of the story that it is. And my heart, this feeling that I'm feeling right now is all thanks to the author, Miss Genoveva Matute. I really, really thank you for writing this story, for writing this treasure. So, this story is all thanks to the writer, of course, si Miss Genoveva Edrosa Matute. So, she is... Oh no. Genoveva Edrosa Matute, born January the 3rd, 1915 and died March 21, 2009. Namatay na dahil siya. Genoveva Edrosa Matute was a Filipino author. In 1951, she was the recipient of the first ever Palanca Award for short story in Filipino for Kuwento ni Mabuti. Oh, diba? 1950s pa yung this story of Kuwento ni Mabuti was set on the 1950s. So this is important, which has been cited as the most anthologized Tagalog language short story. She died by the age of 94. So I hope she lived a fulfilling life. And I also researched that our author, Miss Matute, was also one of the few female writers at the time. Of course, di ba, ang mga babae, they are all emotional and all that stuff. So, yes. This story is just like, it kind of like full of emotions. Makasasaling damdamin. Di ba? So, that's Miss Genoveva Edrosa Matute, and I would love to read stories from her once again. So maybe I'll search for more stories of her later. It's time for my opinion of the story. So what do I think of the story? Well, di naman dyan ikalimu, diba? Like, we can't deny it. I mean, from my reaction kanina, I really, really love the story. So there are things that I love about it. First is the description. Like, wow. The description was really, really nice. It's not that very in-depth. It was okay, but it was enough for me to kind of see what was in the story. Like, what a good story should be. It should describe, or it should teleport the readers into the story itself. And while reading ang Kwento ni Mabuti, it did just that. I mean, sa opening part pa lang, the part when Faye was describing where is Mabuti right now, I can imagine a frame going to the image of a school and then going up the staircase and into that room where you can see a canal down there. Stories with that kind of description just really hit me in the face, and then, wakaingani. Ganun, di ba? That's one thing that I like about this story. And then the second thing is, nakasasaling damdamin that were there. That's the right term that I can really describe to the story said. When I search what nakasasalin means, it means translate. And damdamin means emotions, right? So, nakasasalin means translates, and then damdamin means emotion. So I kind of like just understood it as translates emotion, or it can transfer emotion. While reading it, it really did hit me in my kokoro, in my heart, and still now it's still stuck in my heart and inside my brain. I think this story will be forever ingrained in my mind na because of the impact that it did. Third thing that I like is, oh my god, the build up of it all. From the setting, and then going to that scene describing who Mabuti is, and then the transition going to Fest's experience in that corner of the library where she cried, and then Mabuti coming in and then telling her that she also cries there, and then Fe trying to pinpoint out the reason why Mabuti also cries in that corner, the reason why she cries there, or if she still cries there. The build up there just, it kept me still reading on the story because it also made me curious. Like, what's the problem with Mabuti? Why does she cry at the corner of that library? There's also that mystery factor in the story that made the reader keep on reading. And then finally, the last factor that the last thing that I really, really love in the story is the ending. The ending! The ending! Ang ending! That ending. For us, for the current generation or current era that we are in right now, being a single mom is kind of like already common for us. So, it wasn't that much of a kind of like pasabog na ending for me. So, I really didn't understood that part of the story where Fe said that it's the cruel reality that she finally understood about Mabuti. So that part there, I kind of like didn't understood it there. But when I researched on the year that this story was written, and yes, and during that time, single moms are not that very common. I mean, before, being a single mom, or if you are pregnant out of wed, then you are already considered as as a failure in your family, diba? I think that's also the reason why Fe looked at it that way, and why she also viewed it a very cruel truth that she finally found about Mabuti. So yeah, you can makakuan niyo siya akong heart. So those are the things that I really love about the story, and yes, heart to. It's to look at life's goodness despite everything that it gives to you, despite all the bad things, despite all the things that make you angry, despite all of the negative things that comes into your life, you should still look at its bright side, diba? So this perspective in life is what Mabuti does, and she also incorporates this thought in her lessons for her students. It was also literally said in the story that this kind of thought in life was also reflected in Mabuti's habit of saying the word Mabuti. And this also reflects with her own thoughts that there is still goodness out of everything that is happening despite everything that happens in life. Diba? Lately, I've been learning about law of attraction. The things that you think of, the things that you say are the things that will eventually happen to you in life. Or those things are the things that will eventually come to your life. Diba? So whatever life gives you, positive thinking lang tayo kasi law of attraction. And then the second lesson that I got from this story is, of course, it's okay to cry. It's okay not to be okay, charot. In the story, Fe was also crying at that corner of the library in order to kind of like fix her problem. That's a childlike thing to do, di ba? Crying to fix your problem. Nonetheless, even though I said it like that, crying does not fix anything man, di ba? But it still eases the burden that you have in your heart. So, yeah, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. Let's cry when we get sad. As long as you let it out, because if you keep on bottling it, wala. In the end, ikaw rin masakitan. Whenever you feel sad, cry. In this part of the story, both Fe and Mabuti has a place that they can cry on. And this is the hidden corner in the library. I think no one goes there that much. That's why both of them go there, and then they would sometimes cry there. In life, sad pod, we all have our own that corner in the library sad. Example, for me, if I get sad, then sometimes I would just go to my bed and then cover myself up and then hilak and then hug my hot dog na unlan. Eventually, I'll get better. Or sometimes, if I get too frustrated, too angry, then I would get myself a notebook and then put a bunch of my thoughts inside it, and then eventually I'll get better. And then sometimes when parang all my thoughts are finally parang nakalma na, I would reread what I wrote in the notebook and then kind of like analyze. And I love analyzing things. And I also analyze what happened or what's wrong ba. Nganong ingani man ko, nganong na ingani man akong gibati, and then what should I do not to become like this in the future or not to feel like this in the future. So, yes, putting my thoughts inside a notebook also makes me more organized in my thoughts, and it also make me aware of my thoughts, and then it makes me know myself more para the next time nga murag nanapoy nga itong mahitabo kanang kaybaw na ko o unsay reason ani, like unsay ako ang ay buhaton para mas maayo ang ako ang pag-approach ana nga problem, di ba? That's an advice from your Lola Lynn. So, if you want, you can also try that. You get your notebook and then you write your thoughts. If wala jud kaya, if you really have no idea how to fix it, then talking to someone else is advised or is advisable. Because for me, that also helped, like speaking my thoughts out and then opening up to someone else really did wonders in my bottled up emotions. Ayun, so yes, we all have that corner in the library that we cry on. It could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a thing that is really important in your life. Basta it's a place that you can open yourself up to, and a place that you can, or a person that you can open yourself up to, anything that you can open yourself up to. And this place really helps you in kind of like just letting it all out, diba? And that are the lessons that I got from this story. Alright, so that's it for this week's Fiction Worm Reviews. I really hope you also learned some things with me from our story, Ang Kwento ni Mabuti. I really loved our story today, so I really hope our next week's story will also be like this, another one-of-a-kind story na sad. Ooh! If you like this video, then don't forget to click that like button and also share if you would like. And also click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And also don't forget to click the notification bell buttons to get updated for more videos like this. Ayan! So once again, thank you very much. And once again, salamat kayo sa pagtanong sa akong channel. Magkita-kita na punta sa sunod simana. Bye-bye! Amping!